Have you ever pondered the intricate complexity of the human mind, particularly the enigmatic world of autism? Let's unravel this mystery together. Autism, in essence, is a developmental disorder. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does that mean? Well, in simple terms, it means that it's a condition that affects how a person communicates and behaves. But here's where it gets a bit tricky. Autism isn't a disease that one can categorize neatly into boxes. It's more like a spectrum, a rainbow of conditions, if you will. Each color representing a unique manifestation of autism in an individual. Much like how no two rainbows are the same, no two individuals with autism are alike either. Some may find social interactions challenging, others might have different ways of learning, while some might have an extraordinary ability to focus on minute details. They share some symptoms, but the way these symptoms manifest can vary vastly. But here's the catch. Autism is not a disease that one can cure or eradicate. It's an integral part of the person's identity, shaping their perspective of the world. It's like trying to remove a color from the rainbow. It just wouldn't be the same, would it? Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't autism a disability? Well, that's a common misconception. Autism isn't a disability so much as a different ability. It's not a deficit, but a difference. Individuals with autism perceive and interact with the world in a unique way, and that's something to be celebrated, not stigmatized. And that's what we aim to do here, celebrate the diversity of the human mind. Autism, in all its varied manifestations, is a testament to that diversity. Understanding autism is not about labeling, but about appreciating the diversity of the human mind. So let's embark on this journey of understanding together, shall we? It's bound to be an enlightening one. As we delve deeper into the world of autism, it's crucial to unravel its terminology. The language we use to discuss autism not only informs our understanding, but shapes our perceptions, and thus, our actions. Let's start with a term you've probably heard quite often, ASD, or Autism Spectrum Disorder. This term is used to encompass a broad range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, and communication. The word spectrum is key here, as it emphasizes that autism is not one size fits all. It manifests differently in every individual, with varying degrees of intensity and a range of unique characteristics. Next, we have Asperger's syndrome, named after Hans Asperger, an Austrian pediatrician. This term was once used to describe individuals on the autism spectrum who had normal to high intelligence and language development, but struggled with social interactions and exhibited restrictive or repetitive behavior. However, it's worth noting that Asperger's syndrome is no longer officially recognized as a separate condition. In 2013, it was absorbed into the broader Autism Spectrum Disorder category in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition, commonly referred to as the DSM-5. Lastly, let's discuss PDD-NOS, which stands for Pervasive Developmental Disorder Not Otherwise Specified. This term was used for individuals who exhibited some, but not all, of the criteria for autism or Asperger's syndrome. Much like Asperger's, PDD-NOS is also no longer recognized as a separate diagnosis since the publication of the DSM-5. Understanding these terms and their evolution is crucial. It allows us to appreciate the complexity and diversity of autism, and reminds us that it's not a rigid, singular condition, but a spectrum of experiences and challenges. This knowledge can help us foster empathy, promote acceptance, and better support individuals on the autism spectrum. Knowledge of these terms can help us better understand and empathize with individuals on the autism spectrum. Among the many terms related to autism, one that sparks considerable debate is high-functioning autism. This label, while intended to help categorize and understand the spectrum of autism, has become a point of contention for many. So why is this term controversial? To understand this, let's delve into what it implies. The term high-functioning autism suggests a hierarchy within the autism spectrum, with high functioning at one end and by inference low functioning at the other. This dichotomy, though seemingly innocuous, can be misleading and perpetuate harmful stereotypes. Let's take a closer look. When we label someone as high-functioning, we're suggesting that their autism is less severe, that they are closer to normal. This can create the misconception that those labelled as such have an easier or less challenging experience with autism. However, the reality is far from this. Autism is a spectrum disorder with a range of manifestations and severity. Labelling someone as high-functioning can be dismissive of the challenges they face. It may downplay their struggles with social interactions, sensory overload, and other aspects of their condition. It can also lead to underestimation of their need for support and accommodation. On the flip side, labelling someone as low-functioning can be equally harmful. It can create a perception of inability or incompetence, leading to low expectations and limited opportunities for growth and development. This label can overshadow the individual's strengths and potential, reducing them to a single aspect of their identity. Moreover, the term high-functioning autism can create divisions within the autism community itself. It can lead to a comparison of severity, promoting a harmful us versus them mentality. This can further alienate individuals within a community that should ideally be united in understanding and support. It's crucial to understand that these labels, while convenient for categorization, can oversimplify the complex reality of autism. They can reduce a multifaceted individual to a single label, ignoring the myriad ways in which autism can manifest. So, how should we approach this? The answer lies in recognizing the uniqueness of each individual with autism. Instead of using labels that suggest a hierarchy, we should focus on understanding each person's individual strengths and challenges. We should strive to see beyond the labels and stereotypes to truly understand the person behind the diagnosis. While terminology can be useful, it's essential to remember that every person with autism is unique, with their own strengths and challenges. Let's strive to move beyond labels, to foster understanding, acceptance and support for all individuals on the autism spectrum. With a clearer understanding of autism, how do we move forward? This question is the lighthouse guiding our journey into the future. It's not a rhetorical question, but a call to action, a call to empathy, and a call to understanding. You see, the key to moving forward is empathy. Empathy is that ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes and viewing the world from their perspective. For individuals with autism, this empathy can make a world of difference. It can transform a world that often feels isolating and confusing into one that is welcoming and inclusive. And how do we cultivate this empathy? By fostering understanding. Understanding is not merely about knowing facts and figures about autism. It's about comprehending the experiences, the challenges, and the triumphs of those living with autism. It's about recognizing that every person with autism is unique, with their own strengths, weaknesses, and ways of experiencing the world. This understanding, however, doesn't just magically appear. It comes from education. Education about autism should not be confined to healthcare professionals or educators. It should be a part of our everyday conversations. It should be included in our school curriculums, in our workplaces, and in our communities. But beyond empathy and understanding, we need acceptance. Acceptance is celebrating individuals with autism for who they are, not in spite of their autism, but because of it. It's about valuing their unique perspectives and contributions. It's about creating a world where being different is not just tolerated, but celebrated. Supporting individuals with autism and their families is not a responsibility that falls on a select few. It's a collective effort. It's an effort that requires us to challenge our preconceptions, to learn, to listen, and to love unconditionally. So let's move forward. Let's move forward with empathy, with understanding, and with acceptance. Let's educate ourselves and others. Let's create a world that not only accommodates individuals with autism, but celebrates them. Together we can create a world that celebrates neurodiversity and values each individual for who they are. As we conclude our journey into the world of autism, remember that knowledge is power. The intricacies of this neurodiverse condition are vast and varied, but each step we take towards understanding is a step towards acceptance. Every term we unravel, every misconception we debunk, we are not just learning, we are advocating. So let's not stop here. Let's continue to delve into the many facets of autism and other neurodiverse conditions. Let's challenge ourselves to question, to learn, and to grow, because after all, isn't that what life is about? Every single one of you can make a difference. Your curiosity, your empathy, your willingness to understand, these are the sparks that ignite change. Join us on this journey of understanding and acceptance by subscribing to the Eternal Stoicism channel. Don't forget to hit the thanks icon below the video. Your support helps us continue to bring you content that matters.